I'd like to call this meeting of the Terrebonne Parish Council to order, and we will have the invocation of the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Brian Pledger. Please rise.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you give us guidance, wisdom, and understanding as we make decisions for this parish. We ask that you bless this nation, you bless this state, and you bless this parish as well. These and many other blessings we ask in your darling Son Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Harding, Mr. Michelle, Mr. Amity, Ms. Domingue,
Here.
Mr. Darren Guidry, Mr. Babin, Mr. Dirk Guidry, Mr. Trusclair, Mr. Pleasure. Madam Chairwoman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you, and I would like to recognize Senator Brett Allan's in the audience today, and thank you for being here today, sir. And Jimmy. We're not going to make him do a speech, though. Approve the minutes of the regular council session held on September 27, 2023. Moved by Mr. Dirk Guidry, second by Mr. Darren Guidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas, and please let the record show that Mr. Carl Harding is with us tonight. Distribute the minutes of the regular council session held on October 11th, 2023. Distribute the minutes of the special session condemnation hearing held on October 24th, 2023. Approve accounts payable list for October 16th, 2023 to October 23rd, 2023. Moved by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas and 1 abstention. Motion passes. Approve manual checklist, check listing September 2023. Moved by Mr. Dirk Guidry, second by Mr. Steve Trosclair. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Motion passes. Item 1, general business. Proclamation. A proclamation proclaiming the week of November 6th to the 11th, 2023 as National 4-H Week in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Gerald Michel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor for me to be able to read this proclamation. And it reads, whereas the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government is proud to honor the 4-H Youth Development Program of the LSU Ag Center Cooperative Extension Service for its 115 years of providing experience-based education to youth throughout the state. And whereas the 4-H programs more than 235,000 urban, suburban, and rural youth participants ranging from ages 8 to 19 hail from diverse ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds, truly representing a cross-section of the state. And whereas the 4-H program undoubtedly could not have achieved the success it has done today were it not for the service of its more than 9,000 volunteers who have given generously of their time, talents, energies, and resources to the youth of Louisiana. And whereas through its proud history, the 4-H program has developed positive role models for countless citizens, and through its innovative and inspiring programs continues to build character and instill the values that have made our state strong and great. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the parish president and the entire parish consolidated government that the week of November 6th through 11th, 2023 be hereby proclaimed National 4-H Week in Terrebonne Parish. Be it further resolved that the 4-H Youth Development Program of the LSU Ag Center Cooperative Extension Service be commended alongside the many men and women who have made the program a success. And it is presented this 25th day of October 2023, signed by Parish President Gordon Dove and Council Chairwoman Jessica Domingue on behalf of the entire Terrebonne Parish Council. Is someone here for this?
Do I need to state my name and everything? Okay, Cherie Roger, LSU Ag Center, 4-H. Thank y'all so much for providing this proclamation for 4-H Week. We appreciate all the support that you give us. A lot of you try and come and participate in our cookery events and be there in support. So we invite you to come whenever you can. And also, thank you for the support of the LSU Ag Center. Oh, yeah, sure.
Mr. Michel.
Okay. Thank you so much for everything you do. You're wonderful. You're a great leader for these kids. And I can't go without saying that I do have a favorite little 4-H member. Her name is Lily
I think
LaBeouf.
I was about to say, I know who it is. Yeah, she's great.
That's my granddaughter,
Yeah.
and she loves every minute of it, and she participates in I think all the cookery.
She does.
But
She does, and she's been to camp. Yeah.
yes, and the only thing she doesn't do is have livestock.
Animals, yep.
But
Absolutely.
thank you so much for everything.
No problem, thank you.
And thank you. And my little 9-year-old just joined 4-H as well. So
Awesome.
rather than judging the cookery like we did a few weeks ago,
Y'all gonna participate?
we'll be participating in the
Good.
cookery.
Good.
So we look forward to that. But just thank you so much for everything you do for our youth.
Absolutely, thank you.
Have a good day.
Y'all too.
Item B, a proclamation honoring the heroic deed of Good Samaritan Jimmy Benoit. Mr. Darren Guidry.
Yeah, and I'm honored to read this, honoring a good friend and a great person. It's the Parish of Terrebonne Good Samaritan Heroes Proclamation. It says, whereas Jimmy Benoit is a second-generation Terrebonne Parish resident and the son of a World War II veteran, and whereas as a second-generation Terrebonne Parish resident and the son of a World War II veteran, Jimmy Benoit has always demonstrated and embodied the importance of family and community. And whereas growing up in Dularge and raising a family of 2, Kelly and Nick, in Houma, Jimmy has always shown dedication to maintaining close ties with his family, his neighbors, his friends, and his community. And whereas Jimmy is well regarded by family and friends to be consistently ready to lend a hand, to never ignore a plea for help, and always be steadfast in his devotion to helping others. And whereas Jimmy's many efforts in volunteering during hurricane recovery, volunteering for local, state, and national veterans support organizations, assisting and cooking for charity events, and routinely helping family and friends demonstrates his commitments to others and gives evidence that he is an individual upon whom others can depend in times of need. And whereas Jimmy's selflessness and his love for and devotion to family and community are qualities to which everyone should aspire. And whereas in coming to the aid of strangers, a stranger being robbed at gunpoint and without regard to his own safety, Jimmy suffered a life-threatening gunshot wound at point-blank range. And whereas Jimmy is a pillar of our community and a hero because of the selfless life he leads and his willingness to seize every opportunity to help others and to benefit and better his community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by Parish President Gordon E. Dove and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that Jimmy Benoit be recognized for his quick, heroic actions in selflessly defending those who could not defend themselves. And it's signed by our Parish President Gordon Dove, Mr. Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. Thank you. Wait.
You know which way to look?
Thank you so much. And thanks.
Well, I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, whenever I was told about this, I told Peter, I said, I'm not going to that. This is not needed to be done. And then we talked about it, so I said, okay, I'm fine. But I appreciate the way a lot of people have felt. I got many calls. My family got a lot of calls. They've been a big help to me. A lot of people in the community has been good to me, and I feel great right now. I'm all good. I have no pains, and I'm good. I'm ready to roll again. And I thank you all again. I appreciate it. This is, I wasn't expecting this, but I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. We have a few people that want to give you some congratulations. Mr. Babin?
Jimmy, thank you for what you always do. Okay, this is not the first time you've done a heroic deed. Okay, and this one is special to me not only because you and I are friends, but Jerry and Barbara Rivera are the father and stepmother of my nephew, Todd Rivera. Okay, so and the irony of all of this is they lived on Bayou de Lodge, and y'all grew up on Bayou de Lodge, and yet the two meet under these circumstances. So again, thank you for what you did. I would hope that if I was in a similar situation, I would do the same thing. I just don't know if I would.
It would
okay?
depend.
But you did it, and that's what counts, Jimmy. So thank you very much. All right.
Well, appreciate it.
Mr. Dirk Gidry?
Jimmy, thanks for what you did, man. You did a great job. You should be Citizen of the Year for doing what you did. When you take yourself and you put in front of to help people, that's a great thing, you know. That's being a hero in my eyes, you know. And we need more people like that to stand up to the evil people, you know. And I knew the girl that was in that attack. She's from Upper Little Kaya, so
Right.
and I knew, and she's been no good for a long time. So
Like the whole
you know,
family's like that.
yeah, I know. Yeah, well, the oldest sister used to work for me, but God bless you, man, for what you do, and you know, you're a hero. You
Well, God saved my life. I got to say that.
Yeah, he had part of it, yeah, but y'all remember there's going to be a thing at Poor's Tavern for him to help him offset his medical bills that he's incurred through this. So I think that's this weekend or next weekend, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Yeah, so make sure y'all go out and help support I mean, he's a hero. Let's just go give him a couple of dollars so we can take care of his medical bills. So
A couple of thousand would be better.
you sound
Lord, should I run for parish president?
you sound like the president of the United States wanting too much money.
Sell the bullet.
But he wouldn't take a bullet like you did. But Jimmy, thank you a lot for what you did, man. And I know these people that you did it for surely appreciate it. And you're going to have a special bond to the day y'all die. So thank you a lot, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Mr. Duff?
I mean, we go way back with you, your brothers, and your family. And, you know, Jimmy, you know, for what you did, there's no words for it. I mean, you know, I wish America was more like that, and maybe we can get back America like that. But, you know, to risk your life to try to help someone, it's just, it's unheard of in today's society. So God bless you and your family, and thank you on behalf of a parish, Terrebonne Parish, and the people of Terrebonne, and of course the people that you helped. Thank you very much, and it'll be good to see you back at the cookout stands. You
I'm
know,
ready.
thank you. God bless you and your family.
We'll be there Saturday.
Okay, good.
We look forward to seeing you, and God bless you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you all
much.
very much. I appreciate this again.
Thank you. Item C, informational presentation by Ms. Kayla Dutu regarding the duties, responsibilities, and achievements of the Veterans Memorial Board. You can go ahead, Ms. Kayla.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, council members, for allowing me to speak today. I'm the current Terrebonne Parish Veteran Memorial District President. The district board was created in June 17, 2008 by state legislature to have the powers and duties of a Veterans Memorial District governing body as provided by law, with its primary purpose to operate, maintain, and supply in Terrebonne Parish a regional military museum and Veterans Memorial Park on Louisiana Highway 311, except that the approval of the Terrebonne Parish Council shall first be obtained prior to any of the following actions by the board. 1, adoption of an annual budget. 2, purchase, sale, or encumbrance of a movable property. 3, submitting for voter approval any tax proposal. 4, any other matter or action as determined by ordinance adopted by the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. The Terrebonne Parish Veterans Memorial District Board has a cooperative endeavor/lease with the Regional Military Museum Foundation. The agreement is in the process of being renewed. The current agreement is expired and operating month to month. It states that the foundation is to adequately staff, operate, and maintain the Regional Military Museum in Terrebonne Parish to the satisfaction of the District Board and the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. Currently, the district board reimburses the foundation for the cost of utilities, staff pay, staff medical insurance, staff 401k, and building insurance. The district board also reimburses the cost of maintenance for the building and upkeep of the property when those bills are submitted. The district board reimburses these funds using the millage that was approved by the Terrebonne Parish citizens. There are times when the foundation has requested reimbursement to repair or purchase artifacts and equipment. If it is within our current budget, legitimate, and approved by the district board, then those funds are reimbursed with parish funds. The district board also reimburses the cost of upkeep to the grounds of the Veterans Memorial Park on Louisiana Highway 311 and any other items that is voted and approved by the district for improvement or repair to the park. The Terrebonne Parish Veterans Memorial District Board has successfully provided Terrebonne Parish a regional military museum and veterans park for 15 years. Both facilities are a great asset to Terrebonne Parish. The district has been able to receive funds to expand the original building of the museum to now include a 3-story addition to help house all the incredible artifacts that has been acquired over the years. The district, with the 2024 budget, plans on starting a capital outlay to complete the second and third floors for full use. The district has passed annual audits that were required since we received government funds. The district board completes required training as per Louisiana Ethics Administration. We are in the process of adding additional training to meet new requirements. The district has bylaws, policies, and procedures in place that are reviewed and updated as needed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We do have a few speaker cards on this. Mr. Bruce Rogers.
Okay. You have to excuse me. I'm one of those blessed people that have hard of hearing.
So, Mr. Bruce, if you can please state your name and address for the record.
Okay. Okay, my name is Bruce Rogers. I live at 516 Cascade Drive, 70364. I'm on the board member of the Regional Military Museum, and I was asked to come here to speak on my personal experiences at the museum. Now, I have no part in running of the museum on a daily basis. What I do is I build scale models on a location at a workstation. The idea being that people could come and see what I was doing and ask questions, and we could learn together. I did this on the first floor. I was invited to move up to the third floor where I would have more room to work. The third floor was not open to the public, but staff members could go up there and work. Okay. When I moved to the third floor, all of a sudden, the people on the first floor are accusing me of being a traitor to the people on the first floor. I was told that by moving up to the third floor, the people up there were going to brainwash me and convince me to vote the way they wanted to vote. And that never happened. Never happened. Okay. Okay. So as soon as I moved to the third floor, I was constantly being harassed. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was constantly because I moved to the third floor, they were treating me like I was just, I don't know, like I was a traitor. Well, one day, I took a few days off to do personal. Okay. one day I took a few days off to do personal business, and when I came back, my workstation on the third floor was gone. Everything. I had tables, I had chairs, I had a nice workstation, I had tools, kits, they were all gone. I had no idea what happened. All of my tools, my very expensive tools, were gone. And so I had to look around and I found them. They were in a box of garbage. So I went down to try to find out, well, what's going on. I had no idea. And they told me the third floor is now off limits. They said the fire marshal said that it was a fire trap. Now, I have not seen any documentation or anything saying that the third floor was a fire trap, but now the elevator was locked. I lost my workstation. So what am I going to do now? I tried setting myself up on the first floor, but it didn't work. They gave me a simple desk. I had no overhead lighting, and they put lattice work around me so nobody could see me. And my back started giving me trouble. So after a while, I had to leave. Now, I'm not saying the museum caused the back trouble, but I had to go under medical treatment for about 8 or 9 months. The doctors did a great job because I'm standing up right now. Okay, let's see. Last Tuesday, I went to the board meeting. I was going to try to get back involved in the board, and I wanted to see if I could get set up again on doing my model building. In the hallway, one of the board members came up to me and they said, "You are the enemy for talking to the other people." I don't know who the enemy was, and I didn't know, and I didn't know who the other people was either. But I am now the enemy, and people do not want to talk to you anymore. That's what I was told. After that, I was totally, completely out of it. I went walk around the museum, and I noticed that the models that I had built that were on display, they took my name off of them. So this really got me upset. So after a while, I didn't know what to do. So I just decided to leave. I couldn't work in a hostile situation like that. So I left. I called Kayla and I told her what happened, and she told me, this is grounds for the I can't think now, but to file a complaint to the board. But I told her I wasn't going to do that. She said, just told me, wait a while. She's going to talk to people and see. So she's the one that asked me to come here today and share with you some of my experiences.
Well, thank you very much. I do have one light, sir. Do you want to have another speaker card on this? Do you want to speak now, Mr. Carl? Okay. Mr. Carl Harding would like to speak. Mr. Harding?
I am almost finished. So what that says, right now I feel like I'm working in a hostile environment, and I do not understand what did I do to be put in the middle of this. I don't know.
Sir, we understand and we appreciate where you're coming from. We do have a light from a.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Forgive me.
We do have a light from a council member, Mr. Harding.
I volunteered to join the United States Navy in 1974.
I can't hear what he's saying.
I volunteered to join the United States Navy in 1974. My understanding, we don't have much jurisdiction over what's going on within you guys. But it's kind of hard to understand that people that are flying the same flag calling themselves veterans and can't get along. Me personally, I don't care what nobody else say up here. Y'all got to work this out. Seriously. Call yourself veterans, act like veterans, act like patriots, act like you guys fought for the United States of America and its freedoms. To be honest with you, I think it's rather nitpicky. I don't want to choose one side over the other side. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, for the republic for which you stand. I think y'all got to go back to that. I really do. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. Mr. Misha.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I agree with everything Mr. Harding just said. I don't know what the sides are. I honestly don't. I have no idea, okay? What I do know is that the people that I'm looking at out here are the people who sacrifice so much for this country. And there's a brotherhood there. And it's a huge brotherhood. But above that brotherhood is the fact that we all brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. And I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching from up here, but that's a fact. And that's the mentality that we need to look for within ourselves when we're communicating with anyone, whether we love them or whether we don't love them or don't like them, whether we like them or don't like them. We should love everyone, okay? But we need to look at each other and say, everybody's heard it. What would Jesus do? And that's what we're missing here. Y'all have a beautiful brotherhood from being in armed services, but we need to step that one step above that, and that's the brotherhood that we all share with Jesus Christ, who gave his ultimate sacrifice. So I'm just asking that you think about that. I hate to see anything jeopardized because of infighting, and the easiest way to resolve that is to resolve it through our faith. So I beg of you to do that and to try your best to do that and to do it in private. And when you have something good to say about someone, come up here and say it in public. When you have something that's not good to say about someone, pull them aside and say, can I talk to you? God bless you all. I love you all. Thank you.
Can I have one more?
Sir, someone up here would have to extend your time because it has. All right, we have a motion to extend.
I have one more thing to close out.
Sir, I have to have everybody vote. We have a
Okay.
motion to extend by Mr. Babin and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 8 yeas. Ms. Tammy, can we put the timer on? All right, thank you. You're going to get 1 more minute, sir.
Okay, no,
I'm sorry, I have to turn your mic back on. Give me 1 second.
thing.
All right, you're hitting it, Miss Tammy? No. It's not working. Yeah. All right, your mic's on. You have 1 more minute, sir.
1 more minute?
That's
Okay.
it.
My goal to do this was to keep alive the memory of the veterans who fought in World War II and the Korean. People could come and say, I'm working on historical military models that they can all see. I am a Vietnam disabled veteran, and my dream is to keep alive the memory of all veterans. And I thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have 2 more speaker cards on this, and I want to remind everybody that we do have 3 minutes, and so we're going to try to make sure that we've got this equipment working. Mr. Sammy Marcel. Give us 1 second, Mr. Marcel. I want to make sure that I get the timer on. All right, you're good. You can start, sir.
All right, thank you. I'm Sammy Marcel. I represent the Marine Corps League. I'm also the vice president for the Sonja Memorial Veterans Park on Highway 311. And what I want to address tonight is the recent elections that they had on the Veterans Board. I would like the council to at least look into the matter. From what I understand, I believe there might have been some misrepresentation that went on when the nominations and the election process went on. The Marine Corps League always had a seat on that board, and now we don't. because it was told that a Marine was going up for election for that spot, and he is not a Marine. And I think that needs to be looked into because we have lost our representation from the Marine Corps League, and I find that disturbing considering that we're one of the most active veterans organizations in the parish, and also as an important liaison between the park and the parish council itself. And so I do believe that should be looked into, and hopefully y'all can address it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have one more speaker card on this issue, Mr. Lee Schaefer. And Mr. Lee, just give me 1 second while I get everything working, okay? All right. You can begin, sir.
Okay, my name is Lee Schaffer. I'm from 2678 Highway 311 in Schriever, and I appreciate the time and energy that has been put into the veterans issues by everyone. I appreciate everyone's efforts, but I'm also a bit ashamed of what the veterans in this room who have pushed for the parish council, the parish president, the administration, and dealing with our petty issues, our bickering. When there are so many other more urgent needs that need to be dealt with, physical and mental health recovery from IDA, veteran suicide, insurance problems, homelessness, you all know the issues. We as veterans should exemplify servant leadership, and all veterans who have made this mess should reflect on their actions and consider how to begin to work together in the future. We are a team, and we should be able to act like a team. We were trained that way. That's the way we were trained in the military. I have good friends on both sides of this issue and have been a past member of both the Regional Military Museum Foundation as well as the Veterans Memorial District. And I'm very proud of helping get the millage and approve to get the building renovated and built. I find that the museum to be a wonderful facility, and it tells the history of our region's veterans and is a wonderful visitor's attraction. I certainly appreciate all the volunteers and the members of the Regional Military Museum and the Veterans Memorial District Board, the Parish Council, the Parish President, and the entire parish administration and everything you've done to make it possible. This has really been a tough road. However, we have to also think of the generous gift that we've been given called a tax millage. This is a huge gift, but it's also a huge responsibility. Our utilization of these funds should be valued. There should never be any question about our integrity or how we use these funds. Every penny should be accounted for. If we sully the integrity of the museum or our Veterans Memorial District, then we tarnish the reputation of all veterans of our region, and this should never happen on our watch. Therefore, we all need to work to ensure that we establish a process between the Veterans Memorial District and the Regional Military Museum Foundation, of course approved and given guidance by the administration that supervises all of these funds and how they're expended by the Regional Military Museum Foundation, that there's a justification for all purchases and sales of military artifacts, that there's an accurate inventory and a physical appraisal of all artifacts and account for those who donated those items to the museum. If the money was used to make purchases, then we need to know where those funds, what pots of funds that we used. We also would like to see the process of the Veterans Memorial Board selection process be more defined and ensure that there's a broad makeup of veterans from various ages, ranks, and services. Lastly, I thank all members of the Regional Military Museum Foundation and the Veterans Memorial District Board, and especially the terrible.
We have a motion to extend by Mr. Dirk Guidry and a second by Mr. Darren Guidry. Members, vote your machines. We're going to extend your time. Give me 1 second while I get this back on. No, it's, okay, you can go.
Lastly, I thank all members of the Regional Military Museum Foundation and the Veterans Memorial District Board, and especially the Terrebonne Council Member Administration, should always be treated with respect and dignity. This sort of poor behavior at board meetings would never have happened and never be allowed to happen in a military environment, and I see no reason for it to be any different in our community. I thank you all for the time, and I hope we can all be part of the solution to get this all behind us and we create a better museum, a memorial park, and a team of veterans that work together and play together and have a good time together. This is all a bunch of
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Brian Pledger.
Thanks, Madam Chair. You guys can hear the frustration with various council members. And I'm sure the public is hearing this too as well out there. Mr. Schaefer, he made some very valid points, very valid. I see some of you out there, you're nodding, but do you really get it? There's a few mottos that all of you should know about, and I challenge you to go to the military museum and find all of them. The United States Navy, honor, courage, and commitment. The Army, this will defend. The Coast Guard, always ready. The Marines, always faithful. But the best of them all, the Air Force, aim high.
Service before itself.
You guys get it. You get it. But my question is why? All of you defended this country. I know within the legislation of having the board and all that, everybody doesn't have to be a veteran. And there's some of you who probably aren't. But at the same time, like I said before, the Military Museum is here to preserve your history and other folks' history. Infighting is not the way. And as Mr. Schaefer closed out and said, you wouldn't have done that in the military, and you know it. Thanks, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Pledger.
Motion to go into 6:30 public hearing.
We have a motion to go in 6:30 public hearing by Mr. John Amity, and second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We're going to 6:30 public hearing. Item A, an ordinance to amend the 2023 adopted operating budget and 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. Dedicated Emergency Fund, $8,808,788. Dedicated Emergency Fund, $755,000. Dedicated Emergency Fund, $7,493,772. Sewage, $175,000. Coastal Restoration, $25,000. Public Safety Fund, $3 million. Road Lighting District 3A, $30,000. Parish Prisoners, $985,000. Road Lighting District Number 6, $5,000. Bayou Terrebonne Miter Gate, $250,000. Hollywood Road Roundabout, $200,000. Terrebonne Basin Watershed, $300,000. Bayou Terrebonne Pump Station Twin Span, $100,000. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Darren Guidry, and second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed. Motion to adopt by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas, motion passes. Item B, an ordinance to amend the Terrebonne Parish Code of Ordinances to establish a 4-way stop at the intersection of Chantilly Drive and Parnell Drive to provide for an installation of said signs and to provide for others matters relative thereto. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed. Motion to adopt by Mr. Darren Guidry, and second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Item C, the proposed 2024 parish budget and 5-year capital outlay budget. Continue the public hearing to November 15th, 2023. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to continue by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Dirk Guidry. Members, vote your machines. We now have to vote to continue this to public hearing. Okay. Did we vote to close and then vote? Do we have to vote twice? Okay, all right, we're good. Okay, all right. We have a motion to go back in regular order by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Danny Babin. Members, vote your machines. All right, we're back in regular order. Public wishing to address the council. As per speaker cards, in accordance with Section 2-07 of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes on any matter related to the parish government without discussion or questions and answers on non-agenda items. We do have one speaker card. It says just Ms. Sherry. Sherry, okay? Ms. Sherry, if you want to come up to the podium, Mr. Dove may have left for today. Do you want to do it next time, or do you want to do it tonight, Ms. Sherry? Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Sherry. Seeing no other speaker cards, we'll go on to committee reports. Item A, Public Services Committee, Mr. Carl Harding.
Yeah, I make the motion, but the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee held on October 23rd, 2023, and have no public hearings.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Harding, a second by Mr. Amity. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item B, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Dirk Gidry.
I make a motion the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on October 23rd, 2023, and I have 2 public hearings. 1, introduce an ordinance to declare surplus 2 tax properties adjudicated to the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government and to require authorization to dispose of said property in accordance with LARS 47:2196 and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, November 15, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. Item 2, introduce an ordinance to amend the 2023 adopted operating budget and 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. Group insurance, $2,405,469. Road construction fund, $634,100. Office of Emergency Preparedness, $3,200. Animal shelter, $2,500. Bayou Sports Park parking lot, $119,868. Bayou Country Sports Park Complex, $5,386. Oyster bed surge protection, $5,455,744. Houma Police Department opioid abatement, $632,687, and call a public hearing on said matter on November 15, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item 4, streetlights. As per by Mr. Danny Babin. Second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Item 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. Item A, Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms on November 1st, 2023, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the parish council, 1 representing the parish president, and 1 representing the Historical Society, and 1 representing the Garden Club. Ratifying the appointment of Ms. Carmen Waits, representing the parish president, to the Houma Downtown Development Corporation.
Open, close, and ratify Ms. Waits and hold the others over.
We have a motion to open, close, and ratify Ms. Waits and hold the others over by Mr. Danny Babin, and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Congratulations. Item B, TITA, 2 expired terms. Mr. Robbie Nakan, representing SCIA, submits application and resume for consideration.
Open, close, and appoint Mr. Narcan and hold the other over.
We have a motion to open and close and appoint Mr. Nakan and hold the other over by Mr. Danny Babin, and a second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Congratulations to Mr. Nakan. Item C, Coastal Zone Management Restoration, 1 expiring term on October 31st, 2023, representing property owners, and 1 expired term representing commercial fishing. Mr. Jordan Leeret, representing the public, submits application for consideration.
Open, close, and appoint, and hold the others over. Mr. Dirk.
So congratulations to Mr. Leeret. I'm sorry.
Second.
We have a motion, by Mr. Pledger, second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Mr. Steve Trusclair, you have a light?
Yes, Madam Chair. The vote calls for one representing property owners and one representing commercial fishing, and it says Mr. Learett's representing the public. So,
Is Mr. Learet a property owner? I guess that's the question. Yes.
Madam Chair, the position that is open is the former position for Mr. Brian Pleasure. He had to get off the board because he's now a council member. We did advertise that position.
I understand, but the terminology on here says he's representing the public. Is that the property owners or the commercial fishing?
No, he's representing, his term is for the public. He's taking
Oh, it's a
Mr.
new-
Pleasure's,
okay.
he's taking Mr. Pleasure's term.
Okay, so he's filling unexpired.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
unexpired term.
All
Okay,
right, thank
all
you
right.
very much.
Yes, Mr. Harding.
So that means there's 2 remaining, right? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so can we get a motion?
Motion open, closing the point.
We have a motion to open, close, and appoint by Mr. Brian Pledger and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Congratulations to Mr. Learet. Item D, Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 3 vacancies due to resignation. Mr. Jordan Learet submits application for consideration.
Motion to open, close, and appoint, and hold the other 2 open.
Second.
We have a motion to open, close, and appoint by Mr. Gerald Michel and a second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. It's not coming up. 9 yeas. Congratulations to Mr. Learet. Item 6, vacancies to various boards, committees, and commissions. Recreation District Number 2-3 Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Recreation District Number 3A Board, 1 expired term on November 14th, 2023, and 2 vacancies. Recreation District Number 7, 1 expired term on November 14th, 2023. Children and Youth Services Board, 1 expiring term on November 1st, 2023, representing the Office of the District Public Defender, 32nd Judicial District, and 11 expired terms, each representing one of the following: Social Services, Education, Terrebonne Parish District Attorney, Department of Children and Family Services, Bayou Area Children's Foundation, City Court, Terrebonne Recreation Department, Gulf Coast Teaching and Family Services, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, Houma Police Department, and Terrebonne Parish School Board. TITA, 1 expired term representing the parish president. Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 2 vacancies due to a resignation. Planning and Zoning Commission, 1 expired term on November 30th, 2023. Applicant must reside within the city of Houma. Coastal Zone Management and Restoration, 1 expired term on October 31st, 2023, representing property owners, and 1 expired term representing commercial fishing. Houma Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, 1 expired term on December 31st, 2023, representing a civic nonprofit organization. Downtown Development Corporation, 4 expiring terms on November 1st, 2023, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the Parish Council, and 1 representing the Historical Society, and 1 representing the Garden Club. Municipal Civil Services Board, 1 expired term on November 29th, 2023, representing the council. Veterans Memorial Board, 1 expired term on September 17th, 2023, representing the parish president north of the Intercoastal. Airport Commission, 1 expired term on November 28th, 2023. Announcements.
I'd like to make a motion for us to move this back to the end of the thing, and let's do the business of the government first before we give announcements, if that's all right.
You making that as a motion, Mr. Babbitt?
Yes.
Okay, so you would like to move announcements?
Yeah, I'd like to move announcements to the end, and let's go ahead and finish the
Okay.
business of the.
All right, so we have a motion to move announcements to the end of the agenda by Mr. Babin and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. We're going to go ahead and move to staff reports. Item A, a resolution authorizing the parish president to submit an application to Economic Development Authority FY 2023 supplemental grant program for a water line and road expansion project, and confirming the commitment of the funds for the parish non-EDA match requirement. Moved by Mr. John Amity, a second by Mr. Danny Babin. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item B, a resolution providing for canvassing and returns and declaring the results of the special election held within the boundaries of the Road Lighting District Number 7 of the Parish of Terrebonne, State of Louisiana, on October 14th, 2023, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item C, resolution providing for the canvassing and the returns and declaring the results of the special election held within the boundaries of the Parish of Terrebonne, State of Louisiana, on October 14th, 2023, to rededicate the revenues derived from the special tax therein. Moved by Mr. John Amity, a second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item D, we have an add-on, resolution authorizing the parish president to execute an agreement with Keystone Partners LLC, DBA Keystone Nutrition for food services for juvenile justice.
Motion add on.
We have a motion to add on by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Public once, public twice, third time public.
Motion closed.
Motion to close public by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. Now we're going to vote to add this on. So can we,
We already have the motion,
okay, all right.
but we have to vote for it.
Yes, now we have to vote to add this on. So we're now voting to add this on to the agenda. So can we vote? Can we now vote? 9 yeas, this is now added on. So now we have a resolution authorizing the parish president to execute an agreement with Keystone Partners LLC, DBA, Keystone Nutrition for food services for the Juvenile Justice Center. Moved by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines.
Motion to go back in the regular order.
We have a motion to go back in that regular order by Mr. Gerald Michel and a second by Mr. Danny Babin. Members, vote your machines. We're back in regular order. Announcements. Mr. Toops, do we have any announcements? Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. I have 2 announcements. First is, several months ago, the council approved the project for us to remove all of the remaining cast iron piping in the area of the airport. I'm happy to report that that project has been completed. We've removed all of the cast iron. We still have some PVC piping to replace, but what this does is allows us to increase the pressure in the entire gas distribution system from 25 PSI to 30 PSI. Don't sound like much, but this is going to definitely help when all of those emergency generators get kicked on at once during a power outage. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. Once we add on the additional regulators that, again, the council approved, that would be another enhanced feature of the system. So again, I just want to report that hopefully, should we have any power outages, we won't have near as many complaints with emergency generators starving for natural gas. And the second is I'd like to make an announcement on behalf of President Dove. We are having a ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow at the Bayou Country Sports Park at 10 o'clock. It's to announce in the 2 new soccer fields with lights, parking lots, and volleyball courts. So again, tomorrow, 10 o'clock at the Bayou Country Sports Park. All the council and all the viewing public is invited to attend. That's all I have. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Toops. Mr. Amity.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to remind everybody, next Tuesday night is Halloween. And as you well know, there's still a lot of subdivisions that don't have their lights back operational. Mr. Toops has been diligently working with the engineers to try and get some of that taken care of. In the event that it doesn't, if you drive down one of those streets and those street lights are not on, please be very careful. A lot of children are going to be out there, especially in the big subdivisions. So, Mr. Toops, I appreciate all your efforts in trying to get that addressed. But to the public, please, again, be aware of what's going on. You know, you always want to drive careful for Halloween, but this puts a little extra caution into the whole system. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Almody. Mr. Babin?
Yes, you know, there's a number of things coming up on the ballot on November the 18th. But prior to that, we have early voting. Early voting starts on Saturday, November the 4th through Saturday, November the 11th, right downstairs. In this, you know, it starts on Friday this? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's exactly right. It starts on the Thursday, okay? I mean the Friday, excuse me. To make a long story short, you still have those 7 days to get out there and vote. The Constitution gives us the right to vote, but it's a privilege to vote. The turnout for the last election was terrible, and it's expected to be worse this time. Please look in your heart and then also talk to your neighbors about getting out there and voting. We shouldn't have a right to complain if we don't go out and vote. So please, I'm asking you, talk to your neighbors and get people into the polls. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Babin. Mr. Darren Guidry?
Yeah, and I just want to remind everybody that this weekend, Saturday, the Bayou Arts Fest is going to be happening downtown from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's kind of an effort of the Bayou Region Arts Council together with the Voice of the Wetlands. And there will be multiple stages out there. There will be activities, and I believe there's also going to be a pastelaya cook-off from a separate organization that teaches kids to swim. I can't remember what the name of the organization is, but they will have it in conjunction with that. So you have plenty of pastelaya fun and food. It'll be downtown, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry, and that's a great event. Mr. Gerald Michel?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And as always, I ask people who are able to please go out and give blood. It's especially important this week. There's an extra special call out for people to give blood because of the tragedy and the accidents, the 3 different pileups in Manchac on I-55. Where 8 people's lives were lost. So please keep those people and their families in prayer. And if you're able, please go give blood. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Michel. Mr. Dirk Guidry?
Yeah, October 31st, Halloween night, the Little Car Fire Department's having a trunk or treat, so come on down to Bayou, enjoy yourself, have a good time. Last time we had 40 people that were giving out candy, which was that first year. There's 64 people and cars that's giving out candy this year. So it's a great place. It's all fenced off, so you can let your kids run free and wild. They got free hot dogs and all that. So come on down and enjoy a good time on the Bayou.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry. Mr. Steve Trosclair?
Yes, just a safety note, kind of piggybacking off of the Councilman Michel's statement of the accident on Interstate 55. Just letting everybody realize that this is the foggy time of the year, and we live in sugarcane patch, so they're also doing burnings. So we are subject to have a total whiteout, just like they had on that interstate. So be aware when you're driving in the fog, and you can run into this thing. It's just like run into a wall in some situations. So be vigilant, watch what, be aware of your surroundings, stay off your cell phones, and drive carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Trosclair. Mr. Brian Pledger?
Also, we want to piggyback and add on to specifically Mr. Trosclair. We're in a agricultural burn ban right now too as well. So
No, it's a burn ban, but agricultural can burn right now.
agriculture can burn, but we're in a burn ban right now. But what I wanted to announce and share was earlier you saw where we selected Mr. Jordan P. Leeret, bless you, Jordan P. Leeret to 2 boards. He's a young man that I encountered out on, while I'm out in my district. Very ambitious, very smart young man, very dedicated. Our council clerk, she probably knows him better than I do, and he met me out there. But it's encouraged that more folks do that. Just like Mr. Babin said, We have to get out and vote, but also we want to encourage others to be a part of this parish because we all live here and we all have something that we can add. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Pledger, and thank you, everyone else. And I would also like to give a special shout out to Recreation District Number 11, who finally got the Glen Polk Park lights up, and we've had people that have been walking in the dark for the past 2 years, and it was because of Ida. And so kudos to those guys for not giving up and to continuing to push. And we are very, very happy to see the lights on. So great job to Rec 11.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. John Amity and a second by Mr. Darren Gidry. Good night, everyone.